Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah and a very good morning. So today we are going to cover chapter 3, literature review. So to cover this chapter, we have to go to several parts. So for today, this is part 1 of literature review. So first, what is literature? Literature is defined as existing knowledge related to a specific topic. So when we say specific topic, basically, for example, if we are going to study or to research on, say, mobile application for contact tracing, so basically, existing knowledge is considered the works that have been done by other researchers on that specific contact tracing for the mobile. So basically that is existing knowledge, and the works done by others are considered as literature. Now, it is the foundation and the starting point for discovery of new knowledge and for advancing the collective understanding in the particular field. So meaning that for you to start on some research on that particular field, you need to actually study and use what others have done before. So basically, you cannot start from zero. Okay, so when you do research, you need to start from where the others have left off, and from there, that is the starting point. So today, much of existing recent knowledge can be found on the World Wide Web. So in general, perhaps 30 years, 40 years ago, so basically everything is in books in the form of paper. But today, much of the knowledge has been published on the World Wide Web. There is a version of electronic version of popular books and so on. So now, how do we find this literature from the World Wide Web? I think the most basic and fundamental of how people are doing research today is by using Google. Okay, the search engine, the Google search engine. So basically, you can search for anything on Google, whether the information is relevant or not, whether it is research based or not, whether it is in the form of text, in the form of image, and so on. So basically, Google is very popular search engine, and now even people are using Google as a verb. Say Google for something. Okay. So basically, I'm not going to cover a lot on this because basically I think you know about this Google. However, the problem with when you Google, so the amount of information or possible reference to a certain topic is too much, and it is mixed between something that is useful and a lot of these things are not useful. Okay, so basically, Google can be an important tool, but it may actually flood you with irrelevant references to information, and sometimes it's a fake information, okay, false information, and so on. Okay, so these are the problems. You need to actually really select what you will find after from the Google search. Okay, another option for you is we have a Google Scholar. uh, you can access Google Scholar from scholar.google.com. Now, what Google Scholar does, different from the normal Google search engine, is that Google Scholar lists all the possible references that has this academic or scholarly value, such as a research paper, uh, article in a journal, some documents that can be used for research. Okay, so it only lists that. Okay, and the types of articles that has been listed by Google Scholar after you search, like you can see in the screen here, recommended articles, uh, let me read just a few things here. What is recommended to me: a cross country study on intention to use mobile banking, does computer self efficacy matter? So this is related to mobile and so on. So basically these are papers, and these papers are all that is considered as open access, meaning that it is the papers or the articles are made available to everyone. So meaning that you do not need to register to subscribe or anything else. So these are the types of articles or literature that has been listed by Google Scholar based on certain search. Okay, let us actually try out. Okay, searching something using Google Scholar. It will recommend there is two types, articles and case law. Case law, this is related to the field of law. It's not relevant to us. So let's say that I'm going to type something. Let's say I'm interested in contact tracing. Okay, application. Okay, COVID. Okay, so these are the keywords that I can actually put in to see whether does it return any result. So I click search. Now you can see that there are quite a number of, you see, a lot of pages suggesting the possible outcome. You can see here the first one. This is in HTML form. This is NIH. NIH is the National Institute of Health of the US. Okay, let me click this. Okay, so basically these are something that is related. Okay, here it says that it does not present the whole paper, and sometimes unfortunately you need to actually subscribe this. So not everything is accessible, but um, here if we can actually look into this. You can try to get access. For example, this one, there is another one here. This is the need for privacy with public digital contact tracing during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so if I click this, now you can see that you have this article here. So this is in PDF form, which you can download. So if it is relevant to you. So these are the types of literature that we consider more reputable compared to, let's say, like certain comments in newspapers, or perhaps some articles written by someone in a blog. So this type of literature are considered more reputable. Okay, so we trust more, but however, you still need to judge whether do you believe or not. Do you think that this is reputable or not? Because one thing for Google Scholar, it actually lists all the articles, but some articles may be published by like what they call a predatory journal. Predatory journal meaning that this journal allow anything to be published as long as they are paid for that. So sometimes there are some elements that are not healthy here. Nevertheless, these are a better option for you if you are looking for literature for research purposes. However, Google search, the normal Google search is also relevant, especially if you want to go for website and so on. This is Google Scholar just now. Okay. In addition to Google Scholar, you may have another option which is related to subscribe literature. The subscribe literature is some form of literature whereby you need to have subscription for you to be able to access this kind of literature. Okay, unfortunately, a subscription is very expensive. You need to pay a lot. You need to subscribe. If sometimes you need to buy a subscription for individual papers for you to be able to download and read. And unfortunately, again, lots of articles or literature, especially those high reputation, are within this category. So within UniKL, okay, we UniKL has subscribed several online database, and within this database there are a lots of access to some literatures that you probably wouldn't be able to access the full paper using a Google search. Okay, so for this you can go to remoteaccess.unikl.edu.my/user/login. Okay, you can sign in using your UniKL, the official UniKL email. Okay, let us these are the step-by-step process of how to access this. So let us go live to see how we can do it here. Okay, so we have this screen. So we have login with UniKL Microsoft 365. Guess I'm not sure what guest login does, but we will log in using this UniKL Microsoft 365. Okay, because basically UniKL official email account is linked to Microsoft the 365. So this is my official UniKL email, and there is a password that you need to enter. Let me sign in. In general, so these are this online database that we have access. So this is actually managed by the UniKL library, which is the Tunku Azizah Knowledge Center. So here, what you can actually access here, there is something. So what's important, the first thing is that we have e-resources. We have the database, journals and books. The database comprises of everything. So if I go to databases, okay, here it is listed several databases. You can see that although there's a lot of databases in the world, but because of the cost of subscription is very expensive for UniKL, UniKL are able to subscribe selected the 36 databases. And you remember that not all these databases, okay, for example, Artec ebook, Bentham Science, these are individual databases. Not all these databases are cater for the areas of computer science or IT or software engineering, because UniKL actually covers many fields. So not everything is relevant to you. But what I would like to highlight is something that is related to especially IT. We have IEEE Explore. So this is one database that is very useful to in the field of computer science, electronics, engineering, and so on. Okay, so let me click this IEEE Explore. So you pronounce this IEEE. So we pronounce that as IEEE. Okay, this is IEEE Explore. Okay, here basically there are 5 million over 5 million items. Okay, you can search for uh, database here. For example, let's say that I'm going to search for um, mobile contact tracing. So whether it returns any search, yeah, we click this. Okay, here you can see that it will return a number of articles related. There's quite a lot you can see here. There is a lot here. Okay. Whether so these are all articles, whether it is in a journal form or it is in a conference articles related to literature, meaning that some research that have been done by some other researchers and published either in journals or in conference. So we will go to the, well, what is journal, what is conference, and so on later on. Okay, and you can see here the status of the whether you can access or not. You can see this unlock key. So meaning that this is this one, this is included in the subscription. So meaning that we can actually look into this. Okay, here it gives abstract. Abstract is actually like a synopsis of everything. If you do not want to read the whole paper, okay, okay, and you can see that the articles that have been done here are done by normally this is basically a postgraduate level. So meaning that sometimes you find out, oh, what is this? This is like not relevant to my final year project. Yeah, maybe. But one thing that you should be able to look for is that if there is some relevance to it. So perhaps what you can do is that you can read the abstract. So this is the abstract, for example. Abstract is actually a synopsis of everything. So let's say show more. So basically, yeah, these are the paper. These are the abstract, and this is actually, see this these are the paper. It displays on the website based on the different section. You can just pass through to see that whether this is relevant to you or not. Okay, so perhaps not, but if you are happy with this, you think that you want to use this, you want to keep this, you can click this, so you can download the PDF version of the paper. Okay, so that you can reference it properly. Okay. Okay, let's say that one thing that I'm going to show you is the Springer link. This is Springer link. So not every articles you can access freely here. This database will actually mention this. Okay, for example, here we can browse by discipline. So there's a lot of discipline here, and is there a computer science? Okay, now IT is normally under computer science. Okay, so we click here. There are here we have sub-disciplines. Okay, we have sub-disciplines, and we have a different content type. You can see that the content type here is chapter, this is a book chapter. We have conference paper that researchers presented at conference. Okay, article, normally this is actually individual articles. Okay, whether it's in the form of journal or some separate articles. So there are lots of here. We have book, okay, and videos. So there are different types. Okay, so what you can search. Okay, let us try to search for this. Okay, here it says that includes preview only content, because not, so meaning that perhaps many of the articles are not accessible to you. For example, this one, see, this is locked, meaning that no access. Okay, meaning that unfortunately we cannot have that. Okay, let us just search. Okay, so this is result within this category. Okay, I'm going to type just now. We have contact tracing mobile. So basically this, let's say this is the keyword that I'm going to use for this example. Okay, so here you can see that these are different papers listed that are accessible or not. Okay, you can see that here this is locked meaning that no access. A review of information security aspects of emerging COVID-19 contact tracing mobile phone applications. Okay, so if you can see here, we want to view the chapter. What are the chapters that is relevant? So here, this is the content. So perhaps the level is very technical, may or may not be useful to you. This is just an example. And of course, we can actually, if refer directly to this particular website, if we do not have the PDF version, so you can perhaps download the book, yeah, in PDF. This is another version. So normally we can download the book. Okay, for example here, you click here, it will be downloaded to you, and you can save this. Okay. Okay. There are others. For example, such articles such as open access. Okay. For example, digital contact tracing and exposure notification, ethical guidance for trustworthy pandemic management. So this is an article by the following authors, and here it can be downloaded. Okay, so open access means download. So here the key, so meaning that no access. So Springer is the Springer link is another option for you that you can use. So this is quite an important, but most of the research within the subscribed online database basically a postgraduate research. Like I said previously, it may or may not be relevant to you, but these are the things that are more reputable. So more reputable doesn't mean that it is automatically reputable, but these are some things that you need to read up and to judge on your own. Okay, so these are some of other databases. So within the database there are lots of things, and not everything inside the database will be accessible to you. But in general, we have, like in Unicare, we have 36 databases which at least have some access to some of the content inside it.